Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday night Ketones 101 Zoom call. My name is Abigail Klutz. I'm here in Kansas City, Kansas, and it's cold. And I'm looking forward to getting to Dallas later this week to learn more about our ketone technology and all the studies that are just continuing to develop, guys. We launched this company to the market about a year and a half ago. And at the time, we just really had no idea what we were going to be getting into. The anecdotal stories that we've seen this past year, the way we've just breached the marketplace. Guys, we did over 12 million servings out in our first year. It's way higher than that now. And we just launched in Canada about 3-4 months ago. So this is to say we've had a dynamic year. You can't sell something like that if it's not working. And so if you took the time to come on to this call tonight, I think maybe somebody invited you on and they're just trying to share something that has worked, something that they've seen work for many, 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 many people, because this community and this company, we are called Pruvit, and we are about demonstrating what's real and leading into the culture and the community with testimonies and user experiences. We are a transactional based company. We have probably more customers than promoters in this company, and that is simply because once you experience Keto OS and you feel that clean energy, you don't want to get off of it. And so welcome to the call tonight. I want to just cover real quick the basics of our ketone technology. So if you're on the fence about trying it, in the next 20 minutes, we'll hop you right on over to our side of experiencing better. So what I want to do, guys, is just go through, the products that we do have. I love sending out 5-day experiences to people. When I first began, you had to buy a $350 package. There was no samples. There was no customers, because when we were laying the foundation for our company, we wanted those user experiences. And we do realize that you need to be on something and really give it a fair shot for at least 30 days. And in my experience, 4 months is about the time you want to spend investing into something you're putting into your body to see if it's efficiently working. And we've seen so many results in the matter of 2 weeks with some people 30 days, and some people right away. But I don't like to lead with that, because everybody's metabolic rate and system is wired in a different way. Your body, when you think about the term ketones, you could make them endogenously, and that is what people were used to by doing a ketogenic diet where they would starve the glucose out of their bodies. Their body would then go searching for a energy source because it had no more glucose, and it would tap into fat, and it would take that fat and go through a process in the liver where it would convert that into energy called ketones. And so this is a form, we use a beta hydroxybutyrate in our new Max product. It's a different form of ketone salts. But what happens is you literally can be in a state of ketosis. Now, that's not you producing them endogenously. You're taking them exogenously. So that's why we call it exogenous ketones. It's from the outside coming in. And you can literally test your blood in an hour. Thus, we love the name Pruvit for our company, because the supplement industry is so oversaturated and you really don't know what's working and what's not. But if you want to see if it's working in your body, you can go get a urine strip. You could do blood tests, but you could see in an hour that your body is using ketone energy. And you can test your blood and you can literally see what your elevated ketone levels are. And so we know the 3 studies that are alluding around the discussion of exogenous ketones. Where we have the science, guys, is that ketones increase your oxygen in your brain. So you're having more cognitive function. Ketones have a decrease. When you take ketones, it has an anti-inflammatory effect, so you can decrease the inflammation in your body. The third thing that ketones have shown to do is just give you more cellular energy, and that's because you're getting 38% more energy in your body. We do know that two things pass the blood-brain barrier. That's glucose and that's ketones. So when you take this, that's why you get the experience of having more focus, more mental clarity. And to me, that is where everything else in the body follows. It's all about brain health, taking care of your brain and your body. Like if you can put ketones and you can have more energy, more cellular oxygen going on, then you're going to be able to control something like your appetite and your cravings. You're going to not, a lot of times when people feel tired, that's when their nutrition starts going downhill. So I made this big video the other day on fat loss and how I get so sick of people pointing to supplements for fat loss. The truth is that fat loss comes when your body is efficiently burning fat. And there's a myriad of things that need to happen. And it's not in the supplement, but it's in how we are fueling and energizing our bodies to be metabolically flexible, to have insulin sensitivity. So fat loss would be just a side effect from having unhealthy system. And so, you know, I'm going to walk you through each product. I'm going to answer a couple of frequently asked questions and direct you to some resources where you can see those for yourself as well. So I'm also, because I think the number one thing people want to know about taking exogenous ketones is how do I take them? You know, what should I do with my diet, right? So let's see. I want to show you how to find a lot of these answers for yourself. So what I'm going to do here is just pull up what we have. This is our URL links. Everybody has one, but just starting here with frequently asked questions, why would I take Keto OS? You know, supplementing with exogenous ketones allows you to experience ketosis, the benefits of elevated blood ketone levels without having to follow such a restrictive ketogenic diet or super low carb diet, which is often too difficult for some people. And I've tried to do ketogenic diet. Honestly, I love carbs after I work out, and I want once a week to be able to be flexible and moderate. And if I was trying to produce ketones within my own body, I would never get there. And so I don't practice a ketogenic diet. Some people would call it targeted. Some people would call it cyclical when you cheat once a week, but it would make getting in and out of ketosis very difficult. If you do practice a ketogenic diet, we have many purists and experts here in the community that really use this with their clients who do it, because they're constantly, if they come out, they got to go back in, and there's a lot of flu-type symptoms that can sometimes happen when the body is going from functioning off of glucose energy into ketone energy. It's like it runs out of glucose and it's going, oh my goodness, where's my energy? Where's my energy? And they feel like they're kind of trucking for mud. They don't feel that. They feel like a haze going on. And so this has bridged the gap for a lot of people trying to constantly practice a ketogenic diet in the absence of not having those ketones producing when they're trying to get into ketosis. So, you know, what kind of diet should I follow? I have people ask me that all the time. And, you know, the answer is, the wonderful thing about taking exogenous ketones is that you can experience the benefits of ketones, which, as we just discussed, more cognitive focus, energy, cellular energy in your body, not just your brain, and decreasing inflammation. However, it's encouraged that you slowly begin to follow a low carbohydrate diet and enhance your body's ability to utilize. I will show you how to go to find some guidelines that you can start when you begin exogenous ketones. You know, I talked about in a video yesterday about how when I feel like people are ready to make an investment into supplements, what they're really ready for is to change their lifestyle. And a lot of people, they'll throw down money on supplements, and it's not even about the supplement. It's about them initiating that they're putting, skin in the game, that they're ready to make a change. And as somebody in the fitness industry and coaching people in fat loss, in muscle building, in just being healthy, I feel amazing about having people start here when they're putting down their money, because they want that investment. And because what this does is it gets them more energy, which then in turn makes them feel like getting off the couch and going to work out. It gives their brain more oxygen, which helps balance, regulate hormones. So you're not signaling to your ghrelin hormone that you're hungry. You're able to control your cravings. So I think it's a crying shame when, if people understand what this does, if they can't give it to their clients. Because to me, after being in this a year and after being a nutritionist in the industry for over a decade, I would rather give people exogenous ketones and have them feeling more energetic, have their body, out of more pain because they're decreasing inflammation, and then helping them get control of their cravings and their appetite before I then hand them a nutrition plan and before I give them some kind of workout, right? Because they need to feel better, and they need to have the desire to want to do it. And I have never seen something so effective to start that spark with people that ignites them on the flame to following a healthier lifestyle. So start here, feel better, help yourself get under control. A lot of times I tell people, just telling an overweight person to go on a diet is like telling a depressed person to get happy. There's some things that need to be taken care of before they can start following your nutrition plan. Feeling better by taking this is a huge step in bringing people success. So here's some frequently asked questions. Can children take Keto OS? Absolutely. Start them with a half serving. The only thing that you want to watch out for is in our 2.1, it has some MCT oils in it. Sometimes if you're not fat adapted, if you're not used to oils, it can cause a little bit of digestive distress. And so with children, you want to monitor that serving and make sure that they're okay. And what is that? And you can increase it as you go. Like, pink writing, that's crazy. And also I give my daughter non-caffeine fruit punch in the mornings with some eggs and bacon before I send her off to school. And this summer it was really cool to watch, because I had given her oatmeal with protein powder basically her whole life since she was a baby and could start eating. And this summer I switched her to eggs and bacon and the non-caffeine ketones. Huge behavioral difference. But what I loved even more is she used to be in the pantry all day wanting a snack, saying, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. And I would have to tell her at 12:30 or 1 o'clock, like, it's time to eat. And, think about how evident it is watching children, because they just go with the way they feel. Think about that for adults, and that's the thing that we hear most often is like, I haven't eaten all day. I wasn't hungry. And that's because your brain is getting more oxygen and you're feeling fueled. And we can go on very little food, but it's the energy and it's the stabilization of hormones that we're always trying to take care of by eating. And so when you can lay this down, you will be surprised at how good you feel and how much less obsessive and how much less cravings you have throughout the day. And typically as a nutrition coach, I've said, you have to feed your body. A lot of times women, men they'll go way too long without eating throughout the day, and their metabolisms will start down regulating. They'll start going into a catabolic state where they're burning muscle. And one thing that they've seen exogenous ketones doing is feeding the muscle as you're getting fueled with energy. So it's actually okay to not eat until you're hungry, which is really a paradigm shift for me and where I've always come from. So right there, you can see some frequently asked questions. You know, here's some beautiful just testimonies and stories. You know, this company, like I said, we're all about just sharing out our stories with it, because honestly, the supplement industry is so saturated. We have to lead with user experiences. It's a brand new technology. This is not another protein powder. This is not another vitamin that you don't know if you're absorbing or it's working or not. These are the first therapeutic exogenous ketones, and it's a really big deal that we lead with inspiring others through, you know, our stories, our testimonies, the research. We're about to meet in Dallas to, you know, hear Dr. Dominique D'Agostino speak. This is part of his technology at the University of South Florida. If you have not seen the campfire video that explains where this started with our Navy SEALs and preventing them from having seizures, make sure you go and ask the friend who shared this call with you tonight to watch that campfire video. I know it looks, sometimes it's a cartoon, it's one of the whiteboard videos, but everything about it is absolutely true. So right here, because I think people really want to know, well, what should I do when I start taking exogenous ketones? I'm going to walk you through the 8 steps, because if you can just start here, and I am a big fan of giving somebody guidelines to start their journey towards better versus a diet and restriction. I think if we can just start with implementing some guidelines, then as you go through that, as you get those habits established in your life, then if you want to tighten it up and you want to be more strict, then you can start on a more rigorous food plan. But a lot of times just changing habits, that's what's going to change the lifestyle. And that's what I'm all about, is not another diet, not another fad, not another gimmick, but just some habits and some guidelines you could lay down in your everyday life that over time will make a huge difference for you and that you can sustain. So step 1, take 2 servings of keto OS a day. Guys, you can take 1 serving of keto OS a day. If you've never tried it before, you can start with 1. I have my mom on 2 because she has some chronic pain in her neck, and she has stopped taking injections, and she has seen a huge reverse in her pain management by eliminating her carbohydrates and getting up to 2 servings a day. So if you are taking ketones for a medicinal purpose, then you need to be very deliberate about cutting out the sugar and carbohydrates. And I would say take the therapeutic dosage of 2 servings. That is if you are suffering from a medical issue. It's important that you get the food right and you get the therapeutic dosage right, because you want to give your best shot at that healing that you can. And I mean, for my mom, we're trying to really keep her off of medication, the painkillers, the things that she doesn't want to live that way every day on. And she feels amazing when she's following it. If she, you know, gets off the diet or misses a serving, she really can tell. And so we're excited about this for, you know, her future and keeping her in the healthiest place possible. So, you know, in the morning, how I do it is I take our keto cream. Our keto cream, guys, does not have exogenous ketones in it, but studies have shown that you can create more metabolic flexibility in your body if you will start your day with fats. It creates like an open shuttle mechanism for your body to be able to process your nutrients the rest of the day. So if you can just make 1 change, go ahead and start your day with either some, you know, tea that you can add in some keto cream to, or some coffee. And all it is coconut oils and MCT oils powderized with some Ceylon cinnamon that help lower insulin levels. And it's like a sweet cream in it. It froths up, like we bullet it, and it's like this big latte. It's amazing. And I do intermittent fasting with the keto cream and the ketones in the morning. So at about, 7 a.m., I'm bulleting up my coffee. I'm putting the keto cream in it. And then at about 10:30, I take the non-caffeine 2.1. The Keto OS stands for Ketone Operating System. And this is where the power is at. The power isn't in the keto cream. It's excellent to start your day with those healthy fats. I love the packets because I'm always traveling and I'm always on the go. But right here, this is where your power is at. This is the beta hydroxybutyrate, and it is combined with medium chain triglycerides. So like I back a little bit on the serving amount you're putting in, wait until your stomach adjusts to that. It will develop the enzymes you need to help break it down. And then after you stabilize about 30 days on a half a serving, you can pick up to a full pack and see how you do. But I take this because I want fats and ketones in my body while I'm intermittent fasting. Keeps my energy going. It keeps my brain alert. You know, in my former life of nutrition, I would have eaten 3 meals under 12. And I have a 4-year-old. I'm a full-time entrepreneur, and I just don't have time for that anymore. So I absolutely feel amazing. About 1 o'clock, I'm like, oh my gosh, I should eat now. So step number 2, drink more water. Always pick up your water. Try and drink a half to 1 ounce of water per body weight. And just a tip, you know, always have your water bottle sitting by. And some people, when I used to coach them, I would have them even buy a gallon if they were a horrible water drinker, and I know they would look like a big old meathead, but I'd have them draw pretty pictures on their gallon that would say, you know, 9 a.m., great job, keep going. By 1 o'clock, they had to get to here. So I would have them mark out times on their water, and that was their assignment. So you will be surprised at what happens to your skin and your body when you start drinking more water. It really will make a difference for you. So pick up your water, eliminate refined sugars, stay away from sugary foods and drinks. Guys, if you want to make a body recomposition, if you want to burn fat, if you want to change the way you feel, then you need to eliminate your sugars. Get on the Pruvit Facebook page, follow the recipes. There's some amazing replacements like keto cookies, keto scones, keto fat bombs. Just be resourceful. Google it, okay? We have so many resources in our community. Once you join as a customer or a promoter, you get a back office full of, it's called the Playbook, and there's so many resources to help you with a lifestyle. Because like I said, we're not about the supplement. We are about the path and the journey to making the changes you need to live a healthy life with longevity. Number 4, eliminate flour, wheat, and grains. That just helps. Stick to leafy greens for sources of carbohydrates. Increase your healthy fats. One thing I'm gonna be very clear about: do not increase your healthy fats until you decrease your carbohydrates. When we first launched this company, I had some girls that had some weight gain, and they were increasing their butter and their coconut oils, and they were making fat bombs, and they didn't decrease their carbs, and they started gaining weight. And they were complaining to me one day, and I'm like, well, what? Like, you've got too much coming in your body. You need to pick one path or the other. And after the year that I've seen of science and research, I'm picking high fat, low carb. I used to be very high carb, a big carb burner. And after knowing what I know now and seeing the healing effects that high fat, low carb can have on your body, it's the way my family and I are going to be eating. So pick up the healthy fats, drink the keto cream, the fat infused packets with your tea and coffee in the morning. There's lots of recipe ideas. We have a keto cream ice cream. We got all sorts of stuff. Have your first meal between 11 and 1. So that's also talking about the intermittent fasting that I just went over with you. There's just some more details there. Eat your last meal before 8 o'clock. And that's really just because you're giving yourself that time to start a 12 to 14-hour fast. That is so good for your gut health and your body to have that resting period of digestion. And it's so effective for fat burning. And if you're taking the ketones during your fast, you're really empowering your body to stay out of that catabolic state. And that's what everybody wants. They want to be able to burn fat, keep muscle, because that is what provides for you that toned look that people talk about. You have to be able to keep your muscle as you're stripping your fat, and then move your body more, make a commitment to get up, walk around. You're going to feel the energy from the ketones. So do something with it. Okay. It's not the ketones. You need to use the ketone fuel and energy to get up and move. If you are used to sitting on the couch all day, go take 100 steps on day one. Like, go walk to your mailbox, then go walk down to the end of the street and come back. But just start somewhere. Start parking your car at the end of the road when you walk to a store. Just start walking. So we've got right under there's some, this talks about inflammation with ketones. This talks about different ways you can, use the ketogenic diet or use carbohydrates with the ketones, things like that, recipe ideas, keto basics. Just get around, look on your website, guys. So right here, I'm just going to stop this share and come back in, and just to be real clear, like I said, I take the keto cream first thing, then I take the 2.1 orange cream in the morning, non-caffeine, because I just have been drinking coffee. And then two things, I rotate these all the time. I obviously am a promoter because I have to get 2 new customers a month to afford all the ketones. But you know what? I used to be buying tons of chicken and rice and fish, and I used to be eating 6 to 7 meals a day. So I'm actually not spending any more money than I used to, but I live off of these now. And so I really eat 2 meals a day. At lunch, I have a high fat, moderate protein, low carb lunch. The form of my carbs comes in my veggies. And then I recommend for people who have maybe struggled with some gut issues, allergies, inflammation in the gut, things like that, check out the chocolate swirl, the 3.0. This was really created for gut health biome. You've got some and probiotics and some chicory roots. Some people can experience a little bit of digestive distress. Guess when they have experienced it the most? It's the night after they've been drinking alcohol or had a cheat meal. So, I mean, think about what's happening, okay? You're getting cleansed out. Your gut is getting rid of toxic things. So, typically you don't experience that when you're in the middle of the week and you're on point with eating a healthy diet, foods that your gut will love. The newest version that we have now is the Max formula. It's full of good aminos. Aminos help keep us out of a catabolic state. That means they help protect the muscle, which is how we want to approach fat loss. And especially one of the most important aminos is leucine, and it has pure leucine in here. There's some other ketone supplements going out right now that they also have leucine in it, and it's probably synthetic. It's very hard to create a pure leucine. Most synthetic leucine, you're talking about human hair and duck feathers in it, and I was shocked when I first did that. I kid you not. So this is a very high quality ketone supplement, and the proof of that is really improving it, measuring your blood, okay? So I challenge you to do that. If you're looking around, measure your blood. Blood doesn't lie. So this is fruit punch, and all our products come in caffeine or non-caffeine. I like to take this 30 minutes before workout, and it's not, I used to take lots of pre-drinks. It's not for that anymore. It's for the cognitive function and the focus. By 3 o'clock, I'm feeling a little bit like, and this is where I have a lot of women and men take it. I have them take it at 2:30 because they start going down at that point. And if I can pick up that energy and oxygen in their brain, they are able to complete the rest of the day with good focus, good energy, and good control over their cravings and their nutrition. So I love doing that. And just for those athletic people on here, I mean, they announced, I was a personal trainer for a while. How I like to work it is I do take these ketones 30 minutes before workout. I make sure that I'm also sipping on branched chain amino acids while I'm working out. And then post-workout, I do a low-fat, high-carb, moderate protein meal. And then I go back into a keto type meal for my final meal. So I always follow my workout with a little bit of carbohydrates, and then I shut them back off. If I'm not working out that day, I don't eat carbohydrates. I believe in the philosophy of earning your carbs, earning that secondary fuel source, and don't put it in together. You don't want to do a high fat meal after you've depleted glycogen stores in your body. So have a protein shake. We are going to, in 2017, roll out something very special in the terms of a protein shake with our ketonics. So stay tuned for that. And really, that wraps up our call tonight. If you have any questions, just know there's that FAQ. You're probably not the first person who's ever asked it. And if this interests you, which it should, go ahead and get back with the person that invited you on the call tonight. We all invited you on this call because we know it works, and we just want people to feel better. So thank you for joining in, and I hope to see most of you at Dallas this week. Have a good evening.